Let's get into the front pages of our newspapers on this Monday morning and let's see what they're leading with. So first newspaper that we have for you, I think, is the Business Day. Yeah, it is indeed. So Business Day leading with energy regulator grabs Eskom's 69 billion rand bailout. So that's their big story today, and they're taking a look at I'm going to try and get into it. The power utility says NERSA adjusted its revenue and left it worse off. And that's the big one. Left it worse off than before Treasury's rescue. So that's the story to look at there. Just in the corner, it's BAT to cut 300 jobs in South Africa as illicit market soars. The scourge of illicit cigarettes here on the market. So not doing well for British American tobacco. Then there's another one, a survey coming out. It was a Institute of Race Relations survey showing that Ramaphosa is more favorable than Maimane at Malema. So that's a month before elections. Polling statistics show that President Cyril Ramaphosa is more favorable among national voters than his counterparts in the country's two largest opposition parties, the DA and the EFF. Interesting study into that one. And then finally, IEC to decide on objections. Again, a month to go. Exactly a month to go before those May 8 elections. Political parties are ramping up their election campaigns. One of the most prominent features of the election is the submission of candidate lists for which objections closed last week, and the IEC has until Monday to decide on those objections. Right, that's the Business Day.
And then moving on to Sowetan now, what a story there that they are leading with. My son could be the killer. A woman solves 11-year-old girl's murder case by telling the deceased parents that her son came home with blood on his clothes. And Sowetan goes into that story in some depth on page 6 of their paper today. On the top there, that picture there, a dancer performing during the Lokshan Culture Fashion Show at the South African Fashion Week in Sowetan, and that of course took place on Saturday. They're also covering the taxi or rather truck drivers' salaries cut by 50%.
Sure.
50%. Can you imagine that?
No.
Your salary being cut by 50%. That's stories on page 4. And then claimed land in wrong hands. And also the Sundown story there. Of course, their travails in the Champions League.
Right, moving on to the next newspaper that we have available to us, and that is the front page of the Citizen. Army defends dodgy degrees. That's their big reveal. The military defending its decision to fire 35 medics staying in Cuba after their refusal to attend a medical training facility to study for an essentially worthless 5-year medical degree. All right. The photo there on the front page of the Citizen, a beautiful lady, a local supporter, waving a banner as she attends the FIFA International friendly football between Banyana and Jamaica at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. The women's team, who have qualified for the FIFA Women's World Cup 2019 in France, played to a 1-1 draw against Jamaica in that farewell match. So that's the front page of the Citizen.
And looking at the Star this morning, no more shedding of blood. That's the Rwandan President Paul Kagame there. And as you can see, as we had indicated earlier as well, a week of memorial services being observed in Rwanda on the 25th anniversary of the genocide that took place in that country. And then Mara Low snubs ACM over Saudi. Now, ACM, African Content Movement, is the party of former SABC COO Saudi Motsoeneng, and they, of course, contesting this year's elections. Now, the former SA Idols judge, Mara Low, has handed Saudi Motsoeneng the proverbial wooden mic by telling him in a series of WhatsApp messages that she wants nothing to do with his new party. And in the text messages, which the Star says they have seen, the renowned performer told Motsoeneng that she will pay back the money that she borrowed from him after falling on hard times recently. So, and that goes on. Remember, she was number 2 on the ACM's list out of people to go to Parliament after Motsoeneng. So it seems as though there's a serious fallout there. If there ever was any sort of agreement, it doesn't seem clear at this stage. And textbooks found to have gender race bias. A national examination of school textbook content has shown that white and male subjects are still overrepresented, and that's an interesting perspective there. And parties, they vie for pole position in watershed elections. That's the front page, and some very interesting stories the Star's dealing with this morning.
Very, very. All right, let's now wrap the newspaper section for now, and let's get your weather.